You want to say hi?
They're good now? They can hear you?
Yeah, they can hear me.
Make sure that mic works good.
I already
What's
met
that?
Sadie's husband. I feel like I should meet.
This is Kevin.
Hey, dude.
Guys.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, we're
I'm
live.
gonna bring
you
my
guys.
kid in later. Okay.
We're live. Do you want me to go ahead and start this?
We had about
Sure.
20 minutes to chat if we wanted to do that first and kind of set this up. I think
You
Sadie,
can say hello, I guess.
this is from my computer, correct? I'm the one that's launching this video. I think you have control over it, but it's coming from me.
I can press play whenever you're ready.
I just want to say hello to everybody
Yeah.
who might currently be
Say
watching
hello to
this.
everybody.
Who might currently be watching this. We're
Go ahead, Philip.
technically, yeah. There's a lot of technological issues going on, and Josh and I are drinking and watching as Sadie and Chris feverishly try and make the magic happen. Josh is drinking Malibu. Josh is sponsored today by Malibu Rum. I'm sponsored today by the Balvenie because it's what was on sale. It's a nice 12-year Scotch, which is what I drink, Scotch.
I'm sponsored by Old Fourth Ward Gin.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Local Atlanta distillery, yeah.
Now, is it mixed? It looks like it's mixed with something, or is
So
it?
this is, well, I made a Negroni with it, but
You did a what with it?
a Negroni? You know Negroni? So it's equal parts
Oh.
gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari. It was actually
So-
Anthony Bourdain's drink of choice.
Okay, so what's the deal with vermouth? Do I want to start I've never done the vermouth thing. Do I want to start doing vermouth, Josh? I know you don't do vermouth, Josh. You do Coke and Jack Daniels.
I mean, no. I mean,
It's the thing that makes other drinks taste better. Like sometimes you just use like a vermouth rinse, and that's enough.
Like a splash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at dinner the other night, and I was actually at dinner with Josh Rubin, and this is not a name drop; it's a promo. Josh Rubin, who directed What Rules Within, which is live on video on demand today. Very, very funny movie. But he drank bitters and soda, and I was like, I don't even know what that even is. And I guess it's not vermouth. Obviously, it's I guess it's like a mixer, but it actually also has alcohol in it. Bitters does. So
Yeah.
I guess that's a thing I learned about. I'm 50
That
years old.
sounds like an unfinished drink to me.
Same here.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah. I mean, I literally drink straight Scotch. It's not. I'm so straightforward. I don't do a lot of mixed drinks.
The mixer is where the peppy fun part is. The straight stuff is like, yeah. This is the grizzled old man stuff. Yeah, whenever I drink straight whiskey, I'm like, Allison, oh my God, I don't know if I'm a good writer, you know. But when I have Jack and Coke, I'm like hosting parties.
Right. I remember the Glenlivet we drank at Christmas a couple of years ago. You enjoyed that.
That's the last time I did something like that. I also took like a pot muffin or something that night, or whatever the hell it was. Remember that like gummy thing, pot muffin, whatever it was. Like sent me into like the stratosphere, the gummy. That's what it was. And Allison's like playing these unbelievable songs.
I didn't know they were called hot muffins. Yeah,
pot.
Oh, pot muffins. I think they're hot muffins.
No.
Yeah, we had gummies and gummies and Glenlivet.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
Can I talk to my off screen? I need some more.
No, that's my brother. He's like,
I know. No, my kid's in the next room. So if I need more, he'll run down for me.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Well,
Josh?
actually, I'm going to talk about the actual album for a second. We'll probably start it in like 5 minutes or something, right? Goodbye, you two. Thank you so much. We'll be here till like 10 something. All right, great. Sweet. I'm going to need a ride home. So, all right. So, in a life of, artistic landmarks, this one really stands out, man. It really does. Because I had plans on writing the book, Carpenter's Farm, in April of last year. And then the world shut down in March, as we all know. And my webmaster wrote me asking if I wanted to put a new free story up on the website. And I was like, oh, I don't have another story done. He's like, do you want to write one? And I was like, no, I'm planning on writing this novel. I just want to write this novel. I don't want to suddenly write a short story or something. And then I started seeing people online saying how money was tight, which, you know, it always is, but it was extremely tight at the head of a pandemic. And between that and Todd asking for something for free to put on the website, I was like, you know what, Todd, let's just serialize the book. This one's on me. Let's just like roll it, you know, chapter by chapter. It's a little bit crazy, and I didn't realize how crazy till later on. But it's, you know, I'm going to write it anyway. Let's post it, blah, blah, blah. So I started doing that. Feel like I'm strapped into a freaking roller coaster. It was like horrifying at the beginning, like a rocket launcher. And then I put out a pretty weak bat signal, like telling people like, hey, if you want to like draw along or make music or write a poem. And then
that was the voice I read. That was the voice I read your
I mean, it was like, yeah, it was like,
what are you doing?
I was like super scared.
What are you guys doing?
I mean, you know, Philip, like you can imagine like writing a book live, man. I mean, I was like peaked, right? And it's a pandemic and all this stuff, right?
I remember very vividly. Yeah. That was
and so
I'll talk about your book in a minute. Go ahead.
I'm not sure how long after that I got an email from Chris that said like, hey, I think Ted Grau had tipped Chris off.
No, you got a tweet.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
I just tagged you in this thing. And the author Ted Grau, he reached out to me and said, hey, Josh Malerman just put out this thing. I think this is up your alley. And I think you were on chapter 4.
Yeah.
And so I read it, and you know, I already loved your writing, and I was like, oh no, this is dope. But of course, I was in the same position everybody was. I mean, we were all just looking for, you know, any light that I had for, you know, productions that were going to happen that year just kind of, you know, fizzled out, and we were all just kind of scared and everything. And I was just like, I know, I'll write some stuff, and I think I tagged you in or sent you, and maybe I sent you 2 pieces, and I didn't like the second one, so I deleted it. And then you were like, so I'm in the shower, and my phone starts boogieing, like 20 times, and it's Josh going, holy shit. So,
I mean, this could have been anything, literally anything. And the fact that somebody sent music at all, I was like, that was thrilling. And then Shane Keane started writing poems, and that was a major part of this whole experience. But
he's awesome.
Opening Chris's first file, again, it could have been anything, literally anything, but it wasn't. It was like, it was fucking right on. It was the acoustic guitar earth of the farm. And then it was the like synth, like undertones of the fact that there's something bad on the farm. And it really felt like the mood of the story that I was only 4 chapters into, but which I had a sense of, you know, and you do when you start any book, right? It was like, wow, this is, yeah, okay. And then, so this led to, eventually, Chris and I, he ended up writing the music as fast as I was writing the book. And sometimes it became a little pressure cooked, like, hey, Chris, I'm going to release chapter 9 on Saturday or on Monday, whatever. And then he's like, ah, shit, I got to get something together for chapter 9. And it was like, and then I felt like you started to get like, you were so assembly line and uniform with what you were doing, that I started to feel like, well, I can't take like a week off or something. I got to like stay in this too.
Yeah.
And it became, I mean, we're like 2 dudes who like found a reason to be excited at the head of a pandemic at a very scary, freaky fucking time. And it was magic. It was totally magic, including Shane Keane, including John Skipp's music for this as well, including Michael Bailey did a spin-off novella of, you know, and that was nominated for a Shirley Jackson Award, his spin-off novella. So I mean, this was like something happened here. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just Carpenter. It wasn't just the book. It was like there was a group of people. Cindy O'Quinn. This was a real experience. And eventually, I just want to point this out, or unless you want to, Chris, but that the music totaled, I think, 76 minutes in the end.
Yeah.
that's not what we'll be listening to tonight because Chris has made an album, like a vinyl length album of it since then. But I just like this fact that the soundtrack, the music totaled 76 minutes and the book totaled 76,000 words. And I thought that was pretty freaking interesting.
Yeah, that gave me goosebumps when you told me that. And it still does. You bring it up. Emily's asking a question, Josh. Will you be physically publishing Carpenter's Farm?
Well, Emily, let me show you something. I have one copy. There is one copy of this book in existence, and you know who made this for me and gave it to me? Philip Fracassi did this, and I'm like, I can't explain how much this means to me to have this on the bookshelf with the other books. Thank you again, Philip.
You're welcome.
And I don't have any plans to do it, but of course, of course, I'd want that to happen. But at the same time, there is something special about it being. This is what it is. This is what it was. It's free. It's on a website. There's no view number of likes. There's no reviews. There's no this, that. It's literally just a book just sitting there on the website to be read. And there's something about that I really like.
Well, and even no, go ahead.
I was going to ask about the book itself because you mentioned it. So you wrote it. I know you wrote it live. Did you not even have it outlined, Josh? Like nothing? You were going because it's phenomenal. I love, how much I love that book, right? So
thanks.
Did you, I mean, obviously you had like an idea in your head of where you wanted to go, but just like woke up and said, I got to write the next chapter and see what happens. Was that?
Yeah. And
it's phenomenal.
I can find it in the webmaster and a few other people. Like I really don't know what the fuck. Like, do we need to delete a chapter to bring me back? But then it was like, no, I don't think I've written myself into a corner yet. Those kind of things. I just hadn't thought of where to go next.
No, it read super fluidly. I mean, it's actually. I think it should be printed. I mean, I really do. I think it should be, distributed in physical form at some point. I know you love it for what it is, but it's a really good book. And I think a lot of people will have, I don't know, you do whatever you want to do, but I think it'd be fun to see it in a book format because it's a really good story. I mean, I would actually like to see that book. I don't know why I'm even thinking this, but it might be the alcohol. I would actually like to see that book illustrated, like almost like with like 4 or 5 images throughout, especially that shot. I say shot, but I think that way, but not giving anything away, but when they finally reveal the fields, near the end, as it were, and the colors you described, I don't know, the visuals there were so it reminded me a little bit of like, sort of like, I don't want to always go back to Stephen King, but it had that kind of like Stephen King reveal of like this like beautiful, colorful vista that he sometimes does in his, especially in the Dark Tower stuff. But it's a phenomenal book. It was one of my favorite books of last year that I read.
I mean, being a film guy first before a book guy, any book I read and then later on I'll be talking to someone and I'll be like, that movie Carpenter's Farm? Like I'll swear to God that I've seen this movie, like because it just played out so well. So yeah, I mean, It was and kind of back to Josh's point. I for sure can see both sides of like I want to hold this book too, but even in the creating of the final version of this album, we stayed very true to the moment in that we didn't have time to second guess ourselves, Josh or I, and so a lot of songs I'd go back and be like. And some of those I got to cut because we didn't have 76 minutes. Right. but yeah, I mean, I love that it exists in that moment. But I don't know. It's been a year.
Thank you, John Skip, and hello, by the way. We'll have another listening party sooner than later for the music John.
Oh, Skip, yeah. Hey, you know what else would be? You know what else is the illustrations that were done. I don't know the artist off the top of my head or anything, but remember the guy who did the jars illustrations for you?
Yeah.
You talking about Hans Curtis?
Was it Hans that did it? I remember you sharing. I remember
the color ones.
Yeah.
The color of the different jars, or at least that was really badass too.
I know, man.
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
thing was like incredible.
Like,
but how about this? I could see a compromise where like where it comes out,
Give me
but I'm
half the
not,
book.
where it comes out, but I'm not allowed to like edit it or something. Like this is what it is.
Well,
like no big fucking rewrite or something. Like no, that's it.
No,
that's
no.
the book. Yeah,
it
something
doesn't
like
need
that.
a big rewrite. It needs it needs like a little polish because it was so raw. But no, I told you this when you were writing it. I thought it read very fluidly and very clean. I mean, for writing something the way you did it, like a first, and for those joining us, putting a first draft live takes unbelievable courage because first drafts are really typically very rough and scarily error filled and
embarrassing typically.
It's super. I would never ever read a first draft of anything I wrote. So
now you kind of want to do a live one, don't you? Though
no, I want to have like 6 people read it before anyone else sees it. So so just incredibly amazing that you did that. I don't think I would have the courage to do that, but I'd be too nervous.
And then Chris and I listened to, I think it was the first time we listened to all the music in full, like on a Zoom session.
Yeah.
And I got so slammered that I think I passed out in it. Didn't I pass out?
Yeah, you were absent for quite a bit. I had one of my friend Chris's infamous cookies that night too. We were feeling okay.
That was a good night.
Yeah.
That was a good night. All right. Do we want to play the soundtrack? But give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I want to grab some ice.
Philip, is this your cue to get your helper? And
my helper is behind a closed door listening to his own music. So I think we're out of luck on that one.
So everyone that's listening, we'll need a few comments as soon as we hit play to make sure that you guys can actually hear what we're playing. I see that you can see it, but yeah, sorry, we had a couple hiccups. Don't worry, the video does more than this.
It's very meditative.
I was telling Josh, I forgot until I was making this. I was like reliving the template and everything that I had created for this whole project. The first time you hear that theme was an instrument that I made out of wind, and I had this cool sound of this like, I don't even know where I got it or if I recorded it, but I took took this recording a win, and then notched out like a 220, 440, and 880 hertz, and then made an A, and then stretched that across the keyboard. And now I have a cool like win pad. So I forgot I made that. I love that sound.
And this is the first thing that I heard.
Thank you, John.
I imagine that's a sound that Oliver makes.
Yeah, I put the chapter numbers there. You can revisit while you're reading. Yeah, some of the tracks are actually a couple of chapters combined if the scene kind of carries through. And after we edited, because we couldn't keep all 76 minutes, this isn't necessarily a song per chapter now, but certainly key moments. This is the first time they see the farmer outside of the window. Red, that was a dope comment.
Red, I totally know what you mean. Yes.
Right on, Chet.
That's my bandmate. He's in the high strung. He's the bass player.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was dinner on Carpenter's farm.
You like my cameo appearance, Josh?
Yeah. This video is unbelievable, man. I need this whole video. Yeah, you.
I was gonna send it to you ahead of time, but I refused to. Now you can have it. This was a fake song I wrote about forgiveness. Mostly mumble lyrics, but yeah, she looks like Tracy's me. Carmen, yes. D. Alexander, that is my beloved Gibson Songwriter Deluxe.
Same, D. I don't want you to tell me where this is if you know where this is. I want to like chance upon that one day and be like, that's Carpenter's Farm.
Speaking of that Gibson, for this song, I wanted to do a whole track for whatever reason. I guess it was 2020 and I just wanted to keep challenging myself. But everything you hear was all just performed on that guitar. So all the percussion, all the bass, everything is.
Wow, really?
Guitar. Yeah. Yeah, D. Alexander, just a little bit of processing. Yeah, but same guitar.
This is Ever losing his mind in the big city. Sweet.
Are we doing spoiler alerts? I mean, I guess we are. No spoilers.
No, yeah, I know. Like little as shit. This is a great one, dude.
Red, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. This just makes me want to like have a cigarette in the car at night with the windows down. On the highway.
I'm gonna go do that. I'll be right back. Thank you, Sadie and Nightworms, for doing that. Those links. And for all of this.
Thank you, Sadie and Nightworms, for hosting this, for everything that you've done. This is one of my favorite pieces.
Same.
I wish I had those chops, the Alexander. What's the D stand for? I don't know. Thank you, John. DW. Glad to have you, man.
Yeah, I listen to this music.
Thanks, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
And I think there's a Malphite sighting, by the way, in the chat room.
I think I saw that, the Veer post.
Ron Malphite sighting.
So I gotta flip the CD over.
Cool.
So that would have been like halfway if it wasn't vinyl. Any thoughts you wanted to chime in on? We moving along.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Blue asked what soundtrack I listened to, but once I had the first two files, whatever, that Chris sent me were, man, like together, I think it was like 12 minutes together or something.
Yeah. You actually wanted like an hour of just that one loop.
I just wanted that.
Like, no one's gonna listen to that except you.
I was like, come on, man. I feel like the whole album one could be just that on a loop, and then album two.
Just that opening.
Because I listened to that opening, the spooky combo of do you use like a synth or keys? Like what do you use for the background?
I mean, a lot of that stuff was the wind pad that I made.
The wind pad, right?
I mean that's most of the synthy stuff that you hear is all coming from that.
Yeah. So that combo, I mean, I listened to that for like the first half of the book, you know? Yeah. All right, I'm excited. Is that
All right.
half? Is that we are halfway right now?
Ish. We're a little more than halfway.
That's a lot of music for halfway, man. That's I mean, like a lot of different parts and different feelings and a lot of different instrumentation. I mean, this is a marvel, Chris. Like, bravo, dude. This is incredible.
That means the world, man. Yeah, we were doing this at the same time. I mean, he was writing a chapter, I was writing music. He was writing a chapter, I was writing music. Yeah, DW, I think this kind of became like a turducken of creativity. Josh, how many of us thought his name was Josh?
Oh yeah,
A lot of people said that.
yeah.
this is kind of Nick Black and the Beetle Cat. Beetle Order. I said Beetle Cat because that's one of our favorite restaurants in Atlanta. Sorry, brother. And yes. Sadie says she needs a feature film now.
I agree. We're trying. We're on it.
Guy, we haven't talked about that yet. I don't know where this will live next. Stay tuned.
I remember being freaked out in the office listening to this the first time you sent it. Alone at night in the office in the dark.
I don't even remember what I did here. I do know that actually some of the sound design stuff, the trees, is actually from the sound designer of The Village. He actually sent me and a buddy.
Donna. I can't wait for readers to meet Donna. Or maybe you already have.
Thank you, John.
Oh, Donna.
Not intentionally, anyways, Mr. Ward. No, John. Thank you, Jayla. My wife. She had to listen to these songs more than anyone but me.
Wow, man. I need that video stat. Like, I want, like, Allison needs, I don't know if Allison was in this room. Oh, no, she wasn't, because we don't have internet at home. She has to see that stat. Dude, that was like memory lane. You had even warned me of that. You said that I would go through that, but I wasn't exactly prepared for that. I mean, when you did this music, that was a real tenuous moment in time, man. It was a real bizarre, frightening, freaky moment in time, and you somehow managed to do this in that moment. Holy shit!
I think we needed to. I mean, for me, it was even crazy, like revisiting all these songs, because even just remembering the just flood of creativity that both of you. I mean, because once we started rolling and we started talking to each other regularly, cheating disclaimer, he would kind of send me a chapter maybe the night before he was going to release it, so I'd have a little bit of cushion before we released stuff at the same time. But just this was such great therapy for me personally. Anyways, during that time, to just have this escape. And you know, sadly, I've always been the kind of artist that I think tragedy really brings out the best in me. But for this, I would say that was true. And I'm not bragging about like the piece or anything like that. Just like for me, just it was like a never-ending like stockpile of just stuff, because we were just feeding each other. Like once we kind of got rolling, I've really never experienced anything like this.
Yeah.
Josh, thank you.
Oh man, yes, to you too. Wow, that was that. Philip, Philip, thoughts? What do you take away? What are your takeaways?
It was great, man. I mean, obviously it was amazing. It's so much work. You know, that's the thing I keep thinking about. Whenever I see, I was working on a music video this past week, and a lot of the crew members, guys were driving the trucks and PAs and stuff were talking to me, and they were all talking about all their creative side projects. They're not even side projects; they're passionate projects, and the things they do when they're not driving trucks and when they're not running for Cokes or like me, dealing with permits and crap like that. And it's always interesting to me, the first thing I always think of is how passion drives a person, how a creative passion can drive a person. And that's what I think about, watching that movie. And the music it's so much, it's beautiful, and there's passion there and there's creativity there, but you don't think about how much, you don't think about how much work it is, right? Like it's so much work. And that's what's really impressive is, like, even as writers, people read a short story in 6 minutes that took you 2 weeks to write. And, sometimes it gets lost a little bit, how much work goes into it. So it was very impressive to see such a, seeing what I saw and hearing the music, I know how much work went into it. And so it's really impressive, much easier, much more work than probably went into the book. Josh just
it just comes out.
Right, it just comes out. It's like you turn the spigot, right? Like it's on and on and off. You turn John and off like Josh on and off like a spigot. But very impressive, man, for sure.
I was thinking about uploading the whole movie side of this thing to my YouTube channel, which I don't do anything with. I probably have 2 followers, but unless anyone else wants to upload it. But yeah, I'd like it to live on in its own thing somewhere out there.
Well, what people should try and do, and I know, Josh, I think on your website, I know you have the links to Chris's work, but I think it'd be really interesting to read the book and have the music going. Obviously, is the whole point, but to have the soundtrack go, which I didn't do. I just read it, with morning coffee or whatever. But
that's why I wanted that one part looped for like 50 minutes.
Yeah, you can almost cue the chapter music to, have your webmaster get on that for free.
Yeah.
For the
length of the songs, you have to read really fast. But
I was going to ask, you have to read fast or slow. But a lot of the chapters, they do read fast, for sure. So I can see it. Josh's work is very, you really burn through Josh's.
No, for sure. And actually, like the whole point in why I said, when you read a good book, for me, I swear I've seen the movie. That came to me because I was literally like, it was earlier today, and I was thinking about something, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, it's like in Mallory, and I saw the kids in that book, and I was like, that movie's out now, right? But that's how he writes. And and that's what makes it really easy. When you have, for anyone in the film world who's trying to, get along with their composer, when you find that relationship of your work inspires this other partner that you've found in this stuff that you're going to make together, I mean, for me, it was like reading scripts over and over again and just writing concept pieces to script after script. And as I'm reading, I'm hearing the music already because it's just so well written. And I think anyone who's a great scriptwriter, a great storyteller, I mean, like that just kind of comes out when you find the right, counterpart to what you're making.
Yeah.
I think, Chris, what you're saying is that we're gonna have to do it again.
I'm down.
I'm down, man. Another live book, maybe in less strenuous circumstances. Okay, everyone that is still with us, I think this is the end of the evening. And thank you so much. And I hope that you got a thrill out of Chris's music. It's absolutely incredible. I'm a little nostalgic right now. I'm going through memory lane right now. Sadie, Mother Horror, Nightworms, thank you so much for hosting this.
Yes, I just wanted to thank you guys too for coming. I wanted to thank Chris and Philip and Josh. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night to watch this with Nightworms and with everyone who showed up for tonight. That was really, really cool. And this video will live on the Nightworms website. So if you want to refer anyone to it, it will be live after we end it here.
I'm blown away by the comments tonight. Thank all of you guys for joining. I'm humbled and just honored. And
thank
all
you
of
so
you.
much, everyone.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy your
Good night,
evening.
everyone.
Cheers.